Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today, a dispute between two cottage neighbors over riparian rights has erupted into full-scale war as Hera, starting with 6 villagers as the blue Koreans, prepares to duke it out with Mr. Yo also starting with 6 villagers as the red Turks. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their enclosed off surroundings and try to go up to Feudal Age and most likely Castle Age as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Koreans are a civilization that's classified as quote-unquote defensive, but you wouldn't know it from how players are using this civilization, since some of their static defensive bonuses can also be used effectively, quite effectively, in rush strategies. To start with, all Korean tower upgrades are free, and in Castle Age, towers can be upgraded to have even more range. Now, to help build these structures, Korean stone miners work 20% faster, and once they deplete their primary stone and go after the secondary, tertiary, and contested stones, stone piles out on the map, their villagers do remain a little bit safer from raiding because they all come with extra line of sight, which means they can see the enemy coming from a mile away. Now, if, as the Korean, you want to engage in more mobile warfare, you will have a few powerful features at your disposal. Again, to start with, all Korean archer and infantry units cost a lot less wood. And when I say a lot less, I mean it, 50% less wood. Thanks to the latest patch, their archer units get free armor upgrades. The minimum range on their mangonel line is lowered from 3 to 1. And those same mangonel line units can be upgraded to have an extra +1 range as well, which makes Korean onagers outrange certain town centers and even castles at certain parts of the game. And if you're tired of playing defense, you want to roam around the map looking for kills, you can turn to the Korean unique unit, the War Wagon. This is a mounted archer unit with very healthy HP, high base pierce armor, and one of the strongest base attacks of any archer unit in the game. And even though it looks like a wagon throwing a ballista, remember the War Wagon is just an archer unit, so it does benefit from all the free archer upgrades and wood discount that I mentioned just a little while ago. Look at Hera already out, already looking to build a dock. Well, maybe. No, it looks like just out a little bit of fishing. Nope. I was looking for some shore fish, no doubt. Let's take a look at our Turkish settlement before we take a look at the map that we find ourselves on. Man, the Turks, a civilization built around their love of one thing and one thing only: gunpowder. Gunpowder units are created faster, have extra HP, come with cheaper technologies, and some of those units can be upgraded to have extra range. Now, staying on brand, being gunpowder, the unique unit of the Turks is the Janissary. This is a more expensive, overall less accurate hand cannoneer with more HP, a better attack, and more armor, but unlike the hand cannoneer, does not come with any kind of bonus against infantry. Now, to support these heavy but expensive units on the field of battle, the Turks can field some pretty good supporting animals of their own. Their scout line units come with automatic free extra pierce armor. Their cav archers can be upgraded to get 40% more HP, and their scout line units automatically upgrade to light cavalry and hussars upon reaching Castle Age and Imperial, which not only saves them the resources required to pay for these upgrades, but also the amount of time required to research these upgrades. Will he see the dock? Will he see the dock? Yes, he does. And in order to be able to afford their gunpowder units, which if you play this game, if you watch this game, you know are quite expensive, Turkish gold miners do work 20% faster. They get the chemistry upgrade for free, meaning they can start producing hand cannoneers ASAP, and the free upgrades from scout to light cav to hussar does save them about 1,300 resources, which they can then deploy to build a massive, powerful, gut-wrenchingly destructive army and head straight for your base. So these are the two civs that we are watching today. As I mentioned, this is an entire battle over riparian rights. Who will control this very fertile river? Although it doesn't look like a river, it looks like a bit of a lake that's bifurcated here. Now, these are not shoals like we saw in a previous game where ships can traverse. This is just a bit of a depression in the land. You can see the hill to the north, the hill to the south. And so if the players want to contest the water, they're going to have to spend a little bit more wood to do it, which I think inures to the benefit of the Koreans. Because if you made a note of the latest patch, even though their archers and infantry are now 50% cheaper in terms of wood cost, their warships are still 20% cheaper in terms of wood cost, which means that's a weird way of saying they just cost 20% less wood. Plus, unlike the Turks, The Koreans actually have a unique unit on the water, the turtle ship, a pretty damn expensive but overall quite powerful, heavily armored warship, which now, by the way, also benefits from siege engineers, allowing it to have its range extended, which was one of the biggest weaknesses of the the turtle ship. In any event, let's take a look at the map. Let's take a look at the base. As we saw, there is a river that divides these two players. Mr. Yo's settlement basically on the banks of the river, very close. Hera's a little bit further back, it looks like. Let's take a look at these actual settlements. These are not stone walls. These are just basic palisades. 2 piles of gold, 1 pile of stone, rather 2 piles of stone inside the settlements. Are any of them close to the palisade, exposing them to ranged fire? Not really. This stone over here in the back, but you can always take this one in the meantime. Let's take a look at Mr. Yo. No. Yeah, also secondary stone, or maybe even primary stone. They're both 4 patches big. I mean, not really that exposed. Primary gold. Nice and secure in the back, but because you can't sneak villagers, this isn't StarCraft, they can't put on their SCV outfits and go into space to mine resources. You are a little bit annoyed here, must be Mr. Yo. To see this means that his mining can't be just as efficient as Hera's, who can surround his entire patch with villagers. We'll see if that plays any role whatsoever. Does have a lot of gold. And by the way, take a look at this. Every player has 1, 2, 3, 4 relics right outside of their base. So this is definitely a map that screams get your butt to Castle Age. And Mr. Yo, our Turk, housed at 25, is doing exactly that. Literally at a minute and 15, a minute and 20 seconds ahead of his opponent. Remember, he has seen the dock of the Korean. The Korean hasn't reached this part yet. Or, I mean, he's reached it, explored it, but not recently. And look at Hera establishing, planting a flag on both lakes. Although, how does one plant a flag on Terra, not Firma? Mr. Yo, by the way, has he seen this dock? Yes, he has. So look at Mr. Yo scouting along the banks of the river. Amazing scouting from him. Hera, a little bit incomplete. Not the usual scouting that we see from him. Has lost his scout. That is exactly why. And the second Mr. Yo hits Castle Age, the scout becomes a light cav. That is just such a cool feature. I mean, if you're going against Koreans and you suspect there's going to be some kind of archer spam, which if you've watched my June update video, you know I think there's going to now be a massive amount of archer spam coming from Korean players. Maybe not on a map with water and this kind of diverse terrain, but at least on Arabia, I suspect there's going to be a lot of archer play. Having the Turks on as your civ is not terrible, to be honest. Imagine hitting Castle Age and having light cav right away without having to worry. Imagine hitting Imperial and having hussars right away. Do you really need elite skirmishers if your cavalry survives long enough? Oh my god. Turtle ship's about to come out. As I mentioned, a very expensive unit. And it looks like we're already contesting the water. I wasn't expecting such an immediate battle over this. We're in the 15-minute mark. Oh man, it's a lot of gold that is being spent on this absolutely gorgeous unit. Look at this thing. I mean, fighting against fire ships, especially 2 of them, might not be ideal unless he gets his balls thrown first here. Yeah, okay. So it looks like the fire ship's going after the fishing fleet and then dies immediately after, but has done a good job here. No more fishing for Hera, at least not on the east, rather west bank of the river. On the east bank, fire versus turtle. Turtle wins in this bizarre Age of Empires version of rock, oh my god, rock, paper, scissors. Both players now in castle. Civilian populations identical. Military count basically identical. We are looking at a full-on naval engagement here. The only land military unit for our Turk is this one light cap. By the way, we'll see how Mr. Yo does with these relics. Oh, the turtle ship, the death animation. I was very curious weeks and weeks ago. Oh, demos and... But what killed this? Must have been the turtle ship. I was curious weeks and weeks ago when we were casting a 4-on-4 live on Rage Forest, and there was a little lake, not much bigger than what I'm highlighting right now. And I think it was a Byzantine player that built Dramen after Dramen, and I was trying so hard to focus to be able to see its death animation, and when it happened, it was so cool. Highly recommend if you haven't checked out the live streams. We'll eventually, in the near future, get back into doing them on the regular. But with the newborn and the June patch video that took a bit longer than I thought it would take, have been delayed from doing more live streams. But never say never. We will get back into them. They are a lot of fun. Plus, I miss interacting with you guys. I have a lot of fun during live streams. I start the clock. You know, I look at my clock. Oh my god. I mean, when I say I start the clock, I mean, I open my phone in the app. And I see what time it is. I see the time on my phone. And then I look at the computer screen. I read the chat. And then I look at the time again. I'm like, oh, well, what has it been, an hour and a half? Oh, no, 2.5 hours, 3 hours have just gone by. It is so much fun. But yeah, eventually we'll get back into those as well. For now, though, turtle ships. Hera building a monk. Mysterio already has a monk, although interesting choice. I don't mind this at all using these structures. This is not a stone wall, so you're capped out here at 250 HP. This structure has 2100 along 3 tiles, which means that each individual tile, if you want to get real weird about it, is 700 HP compared to the 250. Armor. Pierce of 9. So much safer against archers as well. Melee 2. Melee 2. Building 0. Building 0. Freaking Lechai with their special armor class necessity. Okay, turtle ships are getting wrecked here. This is a lot of gold that Hera's investing in these turtle ships. And their death animation, by the way, is also pretty cool. Finally, we've got a land engagement here. And the villager bites the dust. Is anyone building a land army at all? No, they are not. Hera going up to a 4th town center. Our Turk happy with the 3 that he has. Villager count, though, he is down civilian population, about 10 villagers. Neither player having any kind of fishing fleet left, because why the hell would they? Any fishing fleet is either going to get burned alive by these fire ships, or it is going to explode with giant cannonballs on it from these turtle ships. Which, by the way, remember, these guys cause friendly fire with their area of effect range of 0.5 tiles. Okay, baiting out. Oh, is there a demo in here? There's a demo in here. Hera has to be careful. Ah, oh, what are the attack bonuses? None. Ooh, but now a second comes in. Who wins this? I think this turtle ship on the south will die. And these guys are pretty weak. Why is he running? Why is he running away? And he's firing at the scout at the same time. Hera very confident that this turtle ship can take this fight. Interesting that there's no bonuses of any kind. Just fit. And by the way, it's melee damage. Okay. You can't see the ball, the cannonball there. It is there. But the... Oh my god, a murder-suicide. This both ships sink into the uncaring waters of this lake. And look at Mr. Yo doing exactly what Mr. Yo does every single game that we've seen him, where there are relics left to be pinched. He pinches them. Pink Panther style. We have another relic here. Oh, look how sour this is. He hasn't discovered this relic. It's literally in the tile. Oh, I love when this stuff happens. I mean, I hate it for the players, but I love it. I love to see it. A little bit of schadenfreude. Why the hell not? And again, Mr. Yo defending with these fire ships pretty damn well. Another dot going up for our Korean, but he gets shoot away. And now a wolf. A Turkish wolf joins the battle here. One villager says, F off. I don't want to deal with this drama right now. You are on your own. I have to go build a dock, but there are fire ships patrolling, I believe. Let's keep an eye on their vision and see. They're going to discover this pretty damn quickly. Yeah, they run right into it. And now the villagers are also exposed here. Hera plopping down a castle. So, interestingly, one civ with a 20% faster stone miner bonus, and the other civ with a 20% faster gold miner bonus. Always love to see these kinds of little tweaks in the features. Uh-oh. How many turtle ships have died this game, and why does Hera keep committing to these turtle ships? Oh my god. I love it. And he discovered this one as well. Oh no. Mr. Yo still has no land army. Both players heading up to Imperial about 20 seconds apart. Hera will get there first already. 2 war wagons are on the way. What an absolute beautiful unit, by the way. The Korean units are some of the most aesthetically nice. Their unique units are some of the most aesthetically nice units, I think, just by virtue of how big they are. You know, a throwing axeman is a pretty nice unit. A Gebetto is a pretty nice unit. An Arumi swordsman is pretty cool. But I think just because this unit is so big, it's got 2 horses, these giant spiky wheels, this little compartment. I don't know. To me, it just looks pretty cool. Oh no, a very forward castle here by Mr. Yo. I have been taken to task for calling every forward castle a doubt castle, not realizing that a doubt castle is one that technically completes, or rather doesn't complete at 99%. So we're going to start calling super aggressive forward castles Mr. Yo castles. And our Turk is moving out a slew of economic upgrades heading his way. But Hera with 5 army supply and a 22 villager lead is not going to be easy pickings here. By the way, Mr. Yo does have 2 fishing ships. So has taken control of this water, knows he's taking control. So at this point, you know, why the hell not? Another castle for Hera, very defensive. Who will get the trebs out first? Mr. Yo 40 seconds away. Hera 15 seconds away. Needs... Mr. Yo needs a bit more wood. Look at this. Look at this. Does not want to be raided. Wants to be the only one putting aggressive pressure on his opponent. And immediately Imperial is reached. A treb is being researched. I suspect the exact same thing's going to happen any second now. Keep an eye on the bottom left of your screen. Any second now. Nope, conscription. I told you, I could say 1 + 1 is 2. And one of these players will find a way to make it 3.5. In any event, war wagons are moving. Look at that base attack on an archer unit of 9. That is pretty damn impressive. You know what's not impressive? An exposed castle with no treb to defend it. Are there villagers here? And look at this. Suspecting, possibly seeing the war wagons, he's already starting to pump out hussars. Remember, they come automatically with extra pierce armor, which makes them even stronger. So you've got a fairly strong archer unit against a unit with fairly good armor against archer units. But look at the HP on the war wagon. It's just absolutely redonkulous. And by the way, has Hera seen? Yeah, he's seen the stables. He's seen the hussar peeping out. So immediately I was wondering how he knows to get the pike upgrade. Oh, your war wagon belongs to me, says Mr. Yo. Not too sure why he's investing more stone repairing this castle. It is definitely going to go down. And he's got a backup over here. Not that he's not really building anything out of the castle. He got conscription. He's not building trebs. Doesn't have the wood for trebs. Turtle ships are destroying these buildings. 442, 407. So that's 35 damage. Let's do the math now. 371. Yeah, 35 damage. So with the hill... Or am I going crazy? Yeah, that's 35 damage, right? In any event, castle down. Hussars are out. Not enough of them, though. Now that there's pike, let's take a look at their upgrades. No attack upgrades. Artillery being researched. So these bombard cannons are going to have 14 ranged right now. Oh, man. That is not good. That is not good. Maybe Hera will get siege engineers and we'll get to see the turtle ships with 6+1 range. Mysterio doing whatever he can here to replace Trebs with bombard cannons. But uh-oh, there's a whole bunch of archers headed his way. Oh, one down. The second one's going to go down. The third one's going to go down as well. These are resources that Mysterio can't really afford to lose. And now Hera's inside his base, but where's he going? This is locked. The door is locked. He's got halberdiers behind him. Oh, terrible move there for Mr. Yo. I don't even know if he got the gate or if the gate was just deleted by Hera at this point. What an absolute disastrous adventure there for those Hussars. Wow. You're rebuilding houses. You need to rebuild military infrastructure. Now you're contesting the water. You have 370 wood. You need a little bit more infrastructure here, and this is very sour for Mr. Yo. He has nothing right now to contest the halberdiers, and because he can't contest the halberdiers, the war wagons are free to absolutely roam the map. They're siege engineers. Let's keep an eye on the turtle ships. I know there's a bit of action to the south. Keep an eye on the 6. Let's see it pop to 6+1. What? Am I mistaken? Oh no, sorry. I was looking at a converted turtle ship that's fighting for the Turkish Empire, expecting to see it. Oh my goodness. I did that the other day too with Ethiopian archers. There it is. There's the 6+1. I did it the other day when I looked at the Ethiopian army, but I clicked on the opposing enemy archers and saw that they fire at a rate of 2 and said, wait a second, what the hell's going on here? The old brain fart, you know? Desperation castle here for Mr. Yo. No, he's rebuilt his siege towers, but look how close they are to the water. These turtle ships are going to be able to assist in gunning them down. Okay, but the castle is up, at least for now. 3 Trebs shelling away at it on top of the hill. Okay, the bombard cannon does die. We have some halberdiers poking and a prodding away at the villagers down here. Oh no, Mr. Yo. 5 army supply to 56. Elite war wagons about to hit us with their 200 bonkers HP. And once this castle goes down, the turtle ships are going to move forward. Not that they even needed to wait. They've got 5 pierce armor. Oh no, worst place to spawn. Worst place to spawn. Oh no, and that is... Oh god. Yeah, I don't know, the 2-man saw... Yeah, I don't know, the 2-man saw was really a necessary upgrade at this time. But Mr. Yo with the incredibly aggressive castle just couldn't capitalize on his forward momentum. Hera just with the 2 castle defense. And the war wagons, I mean, Mr. Yo's losing his hussars, losing his bombard cannons, and again, just not rebuilding his infrastructure. Look at his food count. Look at his gold count. That is just crazy. What, he doesn't have his wood, or a lot of it. Has more than Hera by what? 16 sticks of wood? But man, these turtle ships, what a fun game to see them play. So, okay, so in the neighborly dispute over who owns the rights to this river, it turns out that the Koreans own the right to the river, and they established that right with fire and with sword and with cannonball and ballista bolt. Even though it does throw a ballista bolt, it still is just an archer unit. And Mr. Yo, I am surprised that he just now is starting to build up stables. 6 stables. Imagine, I mean, what... Let's put it like this. I was going to say, imagine if 30 hussars appeared here, but no, these 27 halberdiers would have a field day with him. He'd have to delete some of his own structures and run around them. He'd have to come at them from the left. He'd have to come at them from the right. Oh, it's so sour that he built these 2 buildings right here on the bank of the river. He's taken control of the right, but this means nothing. Hera with the dominion over the game. Let's take a look at the stats. Hera with 184 APM literally just now, 124 APM right. So I love when this happens. 1 player peak APM at the end, 1 peak APM at the beginning. Halbs, hussars, your usual end of game army. And look at our Korean. Look at our Korean. 8,000 more wood Mr. Yo could have used that wood. About 1,000 more food, about 1,000 more gold, and about 300 or 250 more stone relics. Not really playing that big of a role. What is that, about 750 relics? Mr. Yo, of course, has 4. Because Mr. Yo doing Mr. Yo things. Wonder why. Oh, I was going to say, wonder why he didn't take this one. But remember, he didn't see this one right up until now, I guess. And now is not when you want to start taking relics. Although with 3,000 gold, you know what? Maybe enough monks. You know, if 30 hussars and 5 monks showed up here, maybe that'd be a different story. But on the whole, Hera managing to withstand, to hold on against the aggression here from Mr. Yo. And I really wonder why Mr. Yo entered into here with his hussars and why he didn't support the 3 bombard cannons. I mean, remember, each bombard cannon is what? 450 resources? That's 1,350 resources down the shitter, accomplishing nothing. They didn't take down the castle. I don't think they even took down the gate. I think either Hera deleted the gate or the hussar managed to get a swipe out at it. But ultimately, Mr. Yo just couldn't capitalize on his forward momentum, loses it. Hera busts through this contain cottage country belongs to me, he says, takes the big W with not that many kills, 81 kills to 35, but 81 still 2 to 3 times bigger than 35. More villager kills as well. Hera destroys the castle that was meant to attack him, busts through the first layer of defense, gets to the Turkish settlement and says, I am planting my flag on terra firma and on terra not firma. I'm sure there's a Latin phrase for water, which terra aqua, I don't know. In any event, Hera victorious. Mr. Yo putting up a good amount of resistance initially, but ultimately just loses way too many units. And because of that, I think Hera just, look at this, just out of control momentum here. Nothing Mr. Yo can do about this, especially with these late stables. Hera takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.